You are born in the back room of your grandmother's house, on a mattress on the floor, because the clinic is too far and it's already dark. You don't remember any of this, obviously, but you'll hear it told so many times growing up that it starts to feel like a memory anyway. Your grandmother's hands, the smell of the kerosene lamp, your mother too exhausted to cry when she hears, "It's a girl," and nobody in the room says anything back. Your first real memory, the one that's actually yours, is smaller than that. You're maybe 4. You're sitting on a cool tile floor in a patch of sunlight, and your mother is braiding your hair too tight, the way she always does, and you're complaining, and she's laughing at you, not unkindly, and outside the window someone is calling out that the bread is fresh. That's it. That's the whole memory. You'll return to it for the rest of your life without knowing why.
You're 6, the first time you walk into a classroom, and a woman is standing at the front of it instead of a man. And something in you sits up straighter without you deciding to. You don't know yet that this is new, that your mother never had this, that your grandmother would have been beaten for wanting it. You just know the chalk squeaks and the teacher smells like rosewater, and for the first time in your short life, someone outside your family is looking directly at you and asking what you think. You learn to read before your older brother does. You don't brag about it, not exactly, but you do it a little louder than you need to when he's in the room. Your mother keeps every one of your exercise books in a tin box that used to hold cooking oil, like there's something that might disappear if she doesn't hold on to them. You don't understand yet why she's so careful with paper. You will. Your father doesn't say much about any of it, one way or the other. He's not a warm man, not with words. But you notice, you're young, but you notice things, that he starts walking you to school himself some mornings, instead of sending you with your brother. No explanation given, like it's just something that happens now. Once, just once, he asks to see your exercise book, and he looks at your handwriting for a long moment, and he doesn't say it's good, but he doesn't hand it back right away either. You decide, privately, that this counts as something. You have a best friend 2 houses down, a girl your own age with a laugh too big for her body, and the two of you invent a whole language out of half-finished sentences that only make sense to the two of you. You practice your times tables walking to school by racing each other to answer first. She wants to be a doctor. You want to be a teacher. You are both, at 9 years old, completely certain this is simply what is going to happen, the way children are certain about weather they've never seen. You're 11, and your cousin visits from Herat with a magazine, and inside it there's a photograph of a woman, an actual Afghan woman in a uniform standing in front of a cockpit. You cut it out with kitchen scissors when nobody's looking, and you slide it into the tin box, underneath your own handwriting, where you can find it again. You don't show anyone. It isn't a plan. It's just something to hold on to in the dark, the way you'd hold a stone in your pocket. You're 13, and your school gets a library. 2 rooms, second-hand books, a smell of dust and glue that you will, decades from now, still associate with the feeling of being allowed to want things. Your teacher, the same one from when you were 6, older now, running the whole school, tells you once, almost offhand, that she isn't afraid of proving girls can learn. She's afraid of everyone deciding, one day, that it doesn't matter whether they can. You don't understand what she means. You're 13. You have a math test in the morning. You're 15, lying on the roof at night because it's the only place in the house that's quiet, looking at a sky that doesn't care what country it's over, and you let yourself think the word university for the first time, all the way through, without stopping halfway like you usually do. You think, teacher. You think, a room full of girls who look up at you the way you looked up at her. It doesn't feel like a fantasy. It feels like a plan you haven't started yet. You are 17. It's a Sunday in August, and by evening, it isn't a normal Sunday anymore. Your father is at the window, not saying anything, and your mother is on the phone with your aunt,
And neither of them will look at you directly, and you understand, before anyone explains it, the way you understand weather changing, that whatever is happening outside is bigger than anything that has happened in your lifetime. You don't sleep that night.
You lie there, listening to sounds you can't identify from somewhere across the city, and you think, stupidly, about your math test from 2 years ago, about how upset you'd been over one question you got wrong, and you almost laugh, and then you don't, because laughing feels like the wrong thing to do, and you don't know what the right thing is instead. Within the week, someone official says the girls' schools are closing, just for now, just until things are sorted out. You go to school anyway the next morning out of habit, and you stand outside the gate with 4 other girls from your class, and none of you say much, and eventually you all just go home. Nobody tells you it's the last time you'll ever walk through that gate as a student. You find that out slowly, over months, the way you find out any loss that doesn't announce itself, by waiting for something to go back to normal, and eventually understanding that it isn't going to. You watch the beauty salon, 2 doors down, close for good.
The owner used to cut your hair for free the week you started school, back when you were 6. She remembered you every single year, said you had good hair for braiding. You watch her stand outside her own shuttered door for a long time, keys still in her hand, like she's waiting for the order to be a mistake. It isn't. You go inside before she can see your face, because you don't have anything to say that would help, and you're ashamed of that, even though there's nothing you could have said. Your best friend, the one with the laugh, the one who wanted to be a doctor, gets married that winter. Not by choice, exactly, though nobody quite says that out loud. You go to the small gathering because you love her, and because refusing wouldn't change anything. She hugs you goodbye at the door, like you're both pretending this is an ordinary kind of goodbye. And for 1 second, before either of you can stop it, her face isn't pretending anymore. Neither is yours. Then it's over, and you both go back to pretending, because that's what the rest of the day requires. You stop wearing the clothes you used to wear without thinking about it. You start calculating, every single time you leave the house, who's with you, how far you're going, whether it's worth it. It becomes so automatic that you stop noticing you're doing it, the way you stop noticing a limp after you've had it long enough. Your little sister is 12 when the schools close. She has never sat in a real classroom the way you did. In the evenings, quietly, with the curtains pulled, you take out your old exercise books, the ones from the tin box, and you teach her what you remember. You don't call it a school, you don't call it anything, on purpose, in case anyone ever asks.
She's good at it. Better than you were, maybe.
You don't tell her that too often, because you don't want her to know how much it costs you to watch her be good at something she'll never get to use the way you almost got to. You turn 20 without a ceremony. Somewhere in your chest, there's a version of yourself still 15, still lying on that roof, still halfway through the word university without stopping. You don't visit her often anymore. It hurts too much, and you have a household to help run, and hurting doesn't put food on the table. Your aunt's tailoring shop closes because she isn't allowed to run it without a man physically present, and no man in the family has the time to sit there all day for free. So it just closes, the sewing machine wrapped in a sheet in the corner of a room.
Your cousin's family comes to live with you after they're sent back across a border they didn't choose to cross the first time, and there isn't really enough space or enough food. But there's a corner of floor, and that's what there is, and nobody makes it into a bigger conversation than that, because there isn't room in the day for that either. You hear about a new rule that makes it almost impossible for a woman to leave a marriage without her husband's agreement, and you think of a girl 2 streets over, younger than you, married last spring to a man twice her age, and you think about the word choice and what it used to mean and what it means now. And you don't finish the thought because finishing it doesn't change anything. You are 23 years old right now, tonight, as this is being told. You still go up to the roof sometimes, less than you used to. The sky still doesn't care what country it's over. You still, somewhere underneath everything the last 5 years have taken from you, have not entirely let go of the word university. You've just learned to hold it differently. Quieter, further back. The way you'd hold something you're not sure you're allowed to want anymore, but can't quite make yourself put down. Some nights, you let yourself run the whole life you would have had, start to finish, the way other people replay an old song. The university gate, the classroom with your name on the door, your best friend visiting on weekends, still laughing too loud, a doctor by then, the two of you old women one day, comparing which of you had it worse getting there. You let yourself have it for a few minutes. Then you fold it back up, small enough to fit somewhere it won't be found, and you go back downstairs, because your sister's lesson is waiting, and the lamp oil isn't going to last past 9. You teach your sister in the evenings. You keep the exercise books in the tin box. You cut a new photograph out of a magazine last month. You won't say of what, and you know exactly where you're going to hide it. Nobody asked you if this was the life you wanted. Nobody ever does. You were living it anyway, one ordinary evening at a time, in a body and a city and a year you didn't choose, doing the one thing that has never once been taken from you, no matter how many decrees are signed. Deciding, quietly, every single day, what you still refuse to stop hoping for.